Hi guys, Phantom here, and tonight I've got an updated deck profile of the boys post Brothers of Legend, and be sure to stay to the end of the video for the combo tutorial. And remember, the 4 rules to competitive Yu-Gi-Oh! Main, extra, side, scoop. Now let's begin. Drop it. Now to start with the monsters, we've got 3 Torn Scales, which is pretty standard for a PK list. It does everything you need for the deck. It discards, dumps, it revives. It's a level 3. It helps go into rank 3s. It helps go into Cherubini. It's literally the heart and soul of the deck. Next we have 2 Boots. Searchable. You can Foolish it. You can add it off of Rhoda. You can do a lot with this. It's a free special summon. It's an extender. It's really good. It searches. It's pretty standard. Standard at 3, but I'm playing it at 2. I'm playing 2 Ancient Cloak as well. It's another searcher. It's not an extender, so I'm only playing it at 2, but it's still really good. It helps your Torn Scales extend. And for the 1-of PKs, I'm playing 1 Ragged Gloves and 1 Stained Greaves. That's it for the PK engine, the PKs. Next, I'm playing the girl herself, Tour Guide from the Underworld. And along with Tour Guide, I'm playing the 1 Kagemusha Knight. It's also searchable off Rhoda, so if I open Rhoda and Tour Guide, I search Kagemusha. Or I bait out an Ash Blossom with the Rhoda. Either way, it works in Tour Guide's favor. And for the BAs, I'm playing 1 Graph, 1 Seer. Now in my previous list, I was playing a Libic, but I decided to cut Libic to make room for another, like, more hand traps. Cut the deck down to 40 instead of playing it at 44. But that's it for the BAs and the Tour Guide. Next, we got the level 3 extenders. We got the 2 Psychics, 3 Psychics. The 2 Psychic Wielders, 1 Psychic Tracker. We've got the Tsuchinoko and the Jackalope. This is all you really need for the level 3 extenders for the deck. The deck does a lot of extending on its own anyway. These are just a little extra to help you combo in case you get hand trapped. Now for the engines of the deck, we have Artifact Scythe for the Scythe lock. We're playing 2 Malicious and 1 Denier for our DPE engine. Now, a lot of other lists will play one Dasher, 1 Celestial, but I like this a lot better because if you're playing against a Dragon Link deck or against a Rogue deck that wants to bounce your Bardiche, Malicious becomes another Dark Extender that you can summon alongside Cherubini to make Bardiche again, and then use his effect and combo off from there. And Denier is a level 3, that's a free special summon, so you can also combo with that on the following turn and push for game. And for the hand traps, I'm just playing 3 Ash Blossom. There are no other hand traps. This deck is built to basically not go second. It wants to go first and build a board, but if you go second, you can still break a board and push for game. And for the board breakers that are also kind of extenders, I'm playing 2 Forbidden Droplet. It's really free in this deck. You activate, you activate Emergency Teleport, and then your opponent chains anything, then you chain Droplet, and then you send the Emergency Teleport, you get a free negate, and then you get a free body. Like, it's really free in this deck. I love this card. Not enough to play it at 3 though. And we're playing the 2 Emergency Teleport because, on the last ban list it came back to 2, so why not play it at 2? And for the 1-of spells, we're playing 1 Duster, 1 Lightning Storm because, we don't want to lose to Mystic Mine or any other back row deck. We're playing 1 Called By so we don't lose to hand traps, 1 Rhoda so we can search our extenders, 1 Rank Up Magic because it's not very important, but it's important if you can't go into your Anaconda play. And then 1 Fusion Destiny for the DPE package. Not 3, we're playing 1. And for the traps, we're playing the standard, for my build at least, 3 Flogblade, 1 Wing. We're not playing the Shade Brigandine, we're not playing the other sword, we're playing 3 Flogblade, 1 Wing, because they're extenders, they're Monster Reborns. Now onto the extra deck, we're playing 2 Breaksword, 2 Levier, 1 Dark Rebellion, 1 Raiders Knight. These are very standard for PK lists. 1 Arc, 1 Dark Requiem. That's it for the XYs. Next for links, we're playing Dagda because we're playing Scythe. We're playing Cherubini because we're playing PK. We're playing Anaconda for the DPE. You'll see in the combo what I'm talking about with that. We're playing for Link 3, we're playing Rusty. Obviously it's a Phantomite. We're playing Access Code for the Link 4 and an Appaloosa for Link 4. The only one that actually comes up in this is actually Access Code. I don't make the Appaloosa much anymore. I thought about cutting the Appaloosa, but having the possibility of going into it if you get hand trapped too much is just way too good for turn 1. And the last card for the extra deck is DP himself, the boy. And for the side deck, you can side whatever you want, but for this format, what I'm currently siding is 3 Godarla for the wind barrier, because I don't want to lose to a wind barrier. So I'm siding Godarla just so I can combo. And for those that are playing Tikaboo, which a lot of meta decks currently are playing Tikaboo, and a lot of rogue anti-meta decks are playing Tikaboo, so I'm siding in 3 Trap Eater. So that way I can just kill the trap, summon this. It's a dark extender, so I can summon this alongside a Cherubini and link this off for with the Cherubini for a Bardiche. And then I'm playing 1 Barbar so I don't lose in time, because you hate doing that. 1 Droll in case it comes up. Probably won't. You can probably cut this for any other one of side deck you want, but I'm playing 1 Droll. And for the spells, I'm playing 2 Cosmic, 2 Mystical Space Typhon, 2 Dark Ruler, and the 3rd Droplet. Well, that's it for the deck profile. Now let's move on to the combo tutorial. Alright, welcome back to the combo tutorial of the video. This combo tutorial is going to be Tour Guide plus any extender in your hand. It could be literally anything. I'm just going to go ahead and show you the combo with Tour Guide and Kagemucha Knight. What's the best combo you want in your first opening hand, and you want to be able to chain block your Tour Guide as much as possible because you want your Tour Guide to resolve. Tour Guide in this deck is literally 1 card combo. So you want to start off by normal summoning your Tour Guide, trigger her effect, and trigger your Kagemucha. So it's going to be Chain Link 1, Chain Link 2. Since it's on summon, Kagemucha Knight will chain block Tour Guide, so they cannot ash your Tour Guide here. But in the format, people are playing a lot of Imperm and Veilers, so you might want to watch out for that and save your called by maybe for the Veiler. You can't really do much about the Imperm unless you want to main the Crossout and the Imperm itself, so that way you can cross out Imperm. But this will summon, and then Tour Guide will summon. Tour Guide will summon Graph. Yes, I do like summoning them in this specific order here. You can place them realistically anywhere. I just like placing them here because then Kagemucha Knight is right under the extra monster zone, and when you link with these two, because you're going to link with those two, you're going to summon Cherubini right into that zone. And since you summoned Kagemucha Knight here under the extra monster zone, you freed up these 2 zones for other extra deck plays in case you want to or need to. And then you trigger your Graph since you didn't since it went to grave. And then you go into your deck and then you summon your Seer. And since Cherubini is pointing to Seer, Seer can't be destroyed by his own card effect, even though we have Kagemucha Knight on the field. And then you trigger your Cherubini, and you send your Cloak to the grave, and then you link these 2 off, and you make your link 3, and then you trigger Seer in your grave. You target your Cherubini. Then you summon Cherubini. I like to summon it here, away from where I'm actually placing my cards, summoning my monsters. I just place them in the far left zone, and then you attempt to trigger Rusty Bardiche here, and then you send the last piece you need. So then you send Torn Scales, and you set Fogblade. So Fogblade gets set, but I'm going to keep it right here just so you can remember it's a Fogblade. But this is set. And then you go from here, you banish your cloak, and then you add to your hand. And then you trigger Tornscale's Engrave. Since one of your PKs were banished, you summon. And right here, since you're doing this with 2 cards, you started with 5 cards. You have 3 other cards in your hand. Tornscales can discard literally any card in hand. But if you happen to have, I don't know, another Fogblade in hand, you can dump the Fogblade to dump the wing. Or if you happen to have a Jackalope in hand, you can dump the Jackalope, dump the wing, trigger Jackalope, and summon your Tsuchinoko, so you can extend off of that. But in this case, I'm just gonna go ahead and say discard any other card in your hand to trigger Tornscales, and then dump your wing, because the wing is very important in the deck. And then here, you take these 2, and you make your Leviair. Then you Leviair effect, detach, summon back him in attack position. Effective cloak, target Rusty. Switch to defense. He will go up to 2900. He'll gain 800 off of cloak. And then you link these 2 off right here for your Dagda. And then you special summon your boots. This is why I said you needed the 1 extender, because you needed to be able to make the Leviair and still have the other extender in your hand. Then you make your rank 3 here. You go ahead and summon your Breaksword. You trigger Rusty, you target your Breaksword, and then you chain your Dagda as chain link 2. And then Dagda will go ahead and will set from the deck Scythe. And since it's setting, it's not summoning, it's not adding, it's not dumping, this cannot be ashed. Fun fact. And then Rusty will resolve, destroying your Breaksword. You trigger Breaksword effect. Breaksword will go ahead and summon back the cloak, and the Tornscales. It realistically doesn't matter here because you're going to link these 2 off anyway for the Anaconda. That's a Scythe right there. And then trigger Anaconda. You send your Fusion Destiny, and if your opponent doesn't have a response to it, you go ahead and send your Malicious and your Denier to the grave, which sets you up for next turn. And then you go ahead and summon your DP right from the extra deck. And here, depending on your hand, what you could do is you could banish Boots, and you could actually add the second Fogblade to your hand, so you can set that to your field as well. Or if you're planning on going for an OTK next turn and your hand is good enough to make another Breaksword, you can actually add the Rank of Magic to your hand, and you can just keep it in your hand the whole time. And then when you make your Breaksword on your next turn, you can go ahead and summon your Dark Rebellion, and then rank it up into Dark Requiem with this. It all depends on your hand, but for this case, I'm just gonna say we search another Fogblade, and we set Fogblade. Then we trigger DPE, destroy, just to get the Anaconda off the field, so that way they don't, try to like OTK you by attacking into this. And then you trigger DPE Engrave. So on the next standby phase, you will actually be able to summon back your DPE. And then you end your turn. It goes to your opponent's turn. On their draw phase, you go Wing effect. Wing, target your Breaksword. Summon Breaksword here. Still in draw phase, Bardiche, target Scythe. You pop Scythe, and then your Scythe will trigger since it's your opponent's turn. Summon Scythe. And then Scythe will trigger on field when it's summoned on your opponent's turn to lock them out of the extra deck. And even if they have a Chalice here to negate your Scythe, that's fine. They will just be negated. Standby phase comes by, DPE comes back. Then you go still on standby, DPE effect. DPE, when resolving, will destroy Dagda and Scythe. And then you'll trigger Dagda's effect, summon back Scythe, trigger Scythe again, and then they're locked again, because Scythe is not a once per turn. And if you're playing against a deck like Sword Soul or Dragon Link or Prank Kids or another PK, a PK mirror, anything, we all want someone from the extra deck. The only thing you would want to worry about is if you are playing against a Flunder deck and you're in game 1. Because if you're in game 1 and you extra clock them, they don't care. They don't summon from the extra deck anyway. So game 2, I would just side out the Scythe stuff against Flunders. But any other deck, this is basically game on board. And you have 2 interruptions set. And you might even have like an Ash in hand. So it's really good. It's really consistent. It makes this board off of essentially 2 cards. And you have 5 cards to start with, so you can use your entire hand to make this board. It's really consistent. It's really good. Well, that's my updated PK deck list. As always, 1 like equals 1 less loss in time. Be sure to rule shark the comments below, and remember, those who don't subscribe get OTK'd. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.